First opened in 2002, there's a look inside Ford Field here in downtown Detroit, the Motor City. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Carolina Panthers and the Detroit Lions. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Play action here on first down. And this is going to be caught. He won the fight for the football. That's a good way to start the drive. 17 yards and a first down.
There are so many things to watch for when you play defense. And reading your keys, you always hear about having your eyes in the right place. Sometimes your eyes can fool you. How about that play action there? It sprang the big guy, didn't it?
Able to dump it over the top to him. And he'll go down right around the 47 this time. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down.
And, partner, I think that's a great example that not all tight ends are created equal. Because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
First carry for Christian McCaffrey. And very little running room there. He did get a couple up to the 49.
In today's NFL, you hear all the time about stretching the field and creating space in order to run plays. A toss play will help accomplish that because now you're pushing a defense to chase you all the way to the edges and to the sideline. That's a nice run, probing now early to try and get things done later.
On third and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. Oh, he almost picked it. Nearly a turnover there on their opening drive. And that's a throw he'd like to have back. Now fourth down. So on fourth down, kicking it away here, Michael Pilardi. They only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. Only 29 yards on the punt there. Definitely not his best. And the Lions will take over. Stafford and the Lions now have it 1st and 10 at their own 23. Now they'll run it on the toss. Breaks a tackle. And some room to roam now. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice, solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
On second down, here's Stafford. Finding his safety valve here. That's complete. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. It's a pickup of 6 and good enough to move the chains. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Stay 50. Now they'll run it on the toss. And he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29. So a loss of 5, and it'll be 2nd down.
All right, quick observation, Brandon, because early on in this game, I'm seeing linebackers playing with their noses close to the line of scrimmage.
And my guess is the wheels are turning on that other sideline. As a play caller, you're filing that away right now, aren't you?
Yeah, you're trying to find that opportunity later on when you can play action them or stick something to them between the second and the third level.
He's going to go for a big play downfield. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up third down.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down.
22.
Out of the gun, Stafford. The Panther rush too strong. They get there and take him down. Deshaun Hall in there to get him for a loss of 9, and that'll lead to fourth down. And here now the punter, Martin, booming this one away. This is taken at the 18. A good return there, call it 13 yards. And the Panthers will take over now, 1st and 10. Carolina getting set to take the field. The crowd may be losing just a little bit of the edge after back-to-back punts.
They want some big plays. They want to see some offense. They want to see somebody break away, whether it's through the air or on the ground. Now it'll be interesting to see where the patience is on both sides. Each head coach, can you hang in there and not try and force something that could put your team in some jeopardy?
Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. They'll look to throw. He almost had it. The big D lineman nearly had an interception. Instead, it falls down incomplete.
Oh, man, that was close. The opportunity to change momentum, big play, right in his hands, unable to come down with it.
A sigh of relief, no doubt, on offense if that fell harmlessly to the ground. Looking left side, that's caught by Moore. And he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45. First catch for him. It's good for a dozen and a first down.
I like watching the wide receiver screen because it's a real teamwork play. Because guess what? The guy catching the ball, he'll get all the credit. But how about the people up to block in front of him? Either fellow receivers or offensive linemen. That makes that play a really nice timing play, and sometimes it can break big.
And he'll be brought down at the 50 after a gain of about 5.
And that's one of the reasons you like to blitz even on rundowns. It confuses the blocking assignments. It doesn't allow those offensive linemen to get up to the second level.
Watch it now, Barney! Barney! Gun! 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 Gun!
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Throw left side complete. That's Moore. And this time he's able to take it down to the 42. It goes as a gain of 8, and it moves the chains. We've seen quite a bit of the short passing game here early on first quarter, haven't we?
We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team because, number one, you throw the short game until they stop it. And if they're not going to stop it, you keep throwing it, and occasionally you'll break a tackle and turn it into a bigger gain. Also, if they start to creep up, start to pressure receivers, now you go over the top, take it deep, and now you get some of those big shots downfield.
And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. A good pick up there of 20 yards.
Back out it up, Philly. Here we go.
On first down, this is McCaffrey. And he'll keep it moving down to the 15-yard line. A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3. Pretty effective run there, and now they can start to smell that end zone.
Pound the rock. Make sure you use your O-line to set the tone of dominance and physicality, and pound the rock.
He'll look to throw. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he couldn't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. A busy first quarter. His 3rd catch of the afternoon is a first down.
Watch it now, Barney.
back to throw here. He's got it for a Panther touchdown. DJ Moore, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Panthers are going to take a first-quarter lead. On those slants, everything happens so quickly. What makes it work?
The timing between the passer and the receiver. In this case, a slant route ordinarily is probably about 3 steps before you go on the slant. In this amount of time, I think it was a 2-step deal. Boom, put his foot in the ground and got inside for the pass.
Got inside for the pass, got inside for the catch and the score. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. And Detroit getting set to go now. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here.
10.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to be brought down on what will be the final play of this first quarter. Here with Charles Davis, Brandon Gaudin, as the Lions are in possession of the football here to begin quarter number 2. They've got a 2nd and 9 to start things out. From the gun, here's Stafford. Dancing to his left. Throwing left side here, and it's complete. And he'll get to the 29-yard line, brought down there. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down.
Everyone has their strengths, able to move to their right or their left, being able to throw the football. So that means you've got to work on both because you never know which way you're going to get flushed by pressure. In this situation, able to escape to his left and makes an accurate throw.
That's incomplete, but there is a flag down, so hang on. A big call coming on 3rd down. So they will accept the penalty and move forward. Here's a 1st and 10 now after they successfully drew him off sides.
Set, lady. 22.
Here's Stafford. Going to throw right side here, complete. Call it a pickup of 7, and it'll bring up a 2nd down.
I always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? And I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver. That makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route, something short, shallow, going through defenders, using guys almost as screens in order to get open, that makes things tough for guys trying to get to the football.
First target, first catch, and a 1st down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Stafford on 1st down. And the throw left sideline here is caught, but they'll rule it incomplete. Couldn't keep his feet in. 2nd down. He was looking for his tight end there, Kyle Rudolph. And that'll bring up 2nd down.
Check. 11. 21.
Throwing again. Stafford. And Rudolph has it left side. They'll get 9 there as that sets him up better for 3rd down. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
Came up a little short on the last pass play. They did get 9 yards out of it, leaving him with his 3rd and 1. Now they'll run it on the toss. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage on the play back at the 46. That'll make it 4th down after a loss of 1.
Perfectly designed blitz right there. They took that one from the grease board to the field because they were able to free up their linebacker to get into the backfield and spill the play.
Throwing right, and that's complete. And he's going to have a 1st down as he's brought down at the 44-yard line. They only got a couple, but a couple's all that they needed as they convert on 4th. Clock running, under 4 to play now as they come up on 1st and 10. Now they'll run it on the toss. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. In on the tackle there, Luke Kuechly.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
To throw on second down is Stafford. Blitz coming, and down he goes. K1 short. Forcing his way through there to drop him for a loss of a good 10 yards. Third and long, it's Stafford. And he'll find Galladay, that's complete. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. A gain of 26 on the third down conversion. Now they'll run it on the toss. And some space here. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8.
Well, he hasn't made much of an impact in the running game thus far, and after that last run, not much is going to change in that area.
He hasn't been able to get anything going, and really the offensive line not helping him much. Here's Stafford now on 2nd down. And he's got his man. It's caught for a Lion touchdown. In for the score. And the Lions are an extra point away from tying this thing up. And when a Hail Mary is completed for a touchdown pass like that, I think any defensive coordinator just puts their face right into their hands.
I don't think there's any doubt about it, and I don't have stats in front of me. I don't have the empirical numbers that say that in recent years the Hail Mary pass has been completed more than it has been, but it feels that way, doesn't it? And I know the defenses are spending more time on it. I think the biggest mistake they make is that they play everything from behind the receiver. I think they've got to start getting people in front as well to try and knock the ball away.
The drive begins with a run by McCaffrey. And he'll get this one up to the 26. He was brought down by Devon Kennard. To play in a tightly contested first half. We'll come back to Ford Field after this. The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. On 2nd down, McCaffrey. And they'll bring him down after just a short pickup. Tackle made by the 3rd-round pick out of Louisiana, Tracy Walker.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he's got the first before he's brought down at the 39-yard line. Now the Panthers going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll get a chance to talk it over after picking up the first down. This quarterback now hitting on 80% of his passes in the early going. 8 of 10. It's first down. On play action, they'll throw. And it's a short one here, complete to the tight end. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
I know the halftime's approaching, but I don't think he's going to want to take a break. That's his 5th catch.
Yeah, they've really been targeting the tight end. Pitching it out to McCaffrey. And he'll get it into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49. 2 yards on the pickup there, but it's enough to give him a new set of downs.
Ordinarily in short yardage, most people don't run a toss because it takes a little bit longer to develop. But some teams see it as a very physical type run because the amount of people that get out in front of the runner, offensive linemen, tight ends, sometimes an extra back, they like to run that play there and try and run over people. Okay, he's not going to get the first down, but this is still a nice job of buying some time and then running to get to the sideline and get out of bounds and avoid the big hit.
Hurry up, here we go. Green.
Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. He goes underneath for Yeldon, and he'll go down here at the 35-yard line. It's a 9-yard gain, and it keeps the drive moving.
We always talk about having to read defenses and how complicated that is. Well, this was an excellent read. Read the pressure and got rid of the football before it even got to him for a nice game.
And when they're blitzing like that, running back usually a good spot to go with a football?
Without a doubt, because he's right in your sight line or he's near you. So you're able to just get it to him easily. And once he gets in space, that's usually a good matchup for him.
He'll drop to throw. And this will be incomplete.
They went with a dime look on defense. 2 extra defensive backs on the field and covered up essentially every blade of grass. That allowed them to disrupt the play.
So after the second down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6. They'll set up a throw. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he'll be a little shy of the 25 here at the 26-yard line. And now the Lions going to stop us momentarily as they call a timeout. As they'll stop the clock with 26 seconds to go until halftime. The field goal unit's going to stay put on the sideline. They're going to go on 4th down here.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
He'll look to throw. And it's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he will have the first down across the 20 to the 19-yard line. They're able to keep the drive alive 7 yards that time, and the decision to go for it proves to be a good one. Eluding the pressure right. Oh, he can't hang on. That was a dream chance for any D lineman to possibly get a pick, but instead it falls down incomplete. So with 4 seconds to go in the half, here's the field goal unit onto the field. From the left hash, it's a 36-yard attempt. And Gano's kick is right through. So we come upon halftime intermission here with the visiting Panthers taking the lead to the locker room. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports halftime report. Coach, Gano out to kick this one away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And all that work, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been had he simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. The Lions offense now with a football first here to begin quarter number 3. They're close game, but they're going to need to do a little bit better probably here in half 2, no?
I would agree with that totally. I would guess it in the locker room. They talked about cleaning up some of the errors, but overall, I think they wanted to be positive with them. Guys, we're right there. Just not playing as we...
Under a heavy rush, and down he goes.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on 2nd down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18.
Set, lady. Hey.
A shotgun snap for Stafford. And he fires one that's intercepted. Buda Baker with a pick. So they've got the football, and they'll start right on the edge of the red zone at the 20-yard line. That interception sets them up beautifully already in the red zone.
And you can hear it all the way up here. Oski, everyone turned to block, find a spot, and now they're set up inside the red zone for their offense.
On the ground, McCaffrey. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
Getting had a ton of success here so far, but you get the feeling that he might be on the verge of popping one.
Yeah, even on that one, there was a little bit of a hole, but it closed there quickly at the end.
Now, check, Patriot!
Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. Buying time to his left. And he just chucked that one out of bounds, out of everyone's reach. Maybe a wise call not to take a sack in this part of the field. It brings up 3rd down. Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on 2nd down.
3-19.
They'll drop to throw. Escaping the pressure right. And probably the wise decision there. No one open. He just throws it away. And that keeps the field goal on the table as it's 4th down. And Gano's kick is right through. And the lead stretches to 6 here. It's 13-7. Well, looking at it from a defensive perspective, that keeps the deficit very, very manageable. You know, all things considered, not a bad job on the defensive side.
I would say that you've pointed out something pretty good right there, and that is you actually have both sides happy with that exchange. You know, happy in quotes, of course. One team, hey, we've kept it within range. The other side saying, hey, we put points on the board and did stretch out the lead. Let's see how this one turns out.
Yeah, still bottom line, though, 3 points for the opening drive of the 3rd quarter.
20, 21.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And he'll get to the 29-yard line, brought down there. A gain of 4 on the play, and it'll make it a 2nd down.
22. 32. 11.
Operating from the gun. Stafford being chased out left. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Dontari Poe able to drop him for a loss of a couple.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Going for the deep ball. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
Here's Sam Martin now as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. And this will be taken at the 13. A terrific return there. 27 yards all told. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Here's the Carolina offense as they get ready to take over here. And they had 3 points last time, but they didn't want 3 points because they were well within range of scoring a touchdown. We'll see if they can do better now.
I'm with you on that one. Let's just go ahead and be frank about the whole thing. The only one happy about the 3-point
kicker.
Exactly. You put it through the post. That's going to help him with contract time. But that offense, they're thinking, let's get in the end zone this time.
I don't know if that helped him at contract time. You could have kicked that one through.
I don't know about that.
Toe bash.
I don't know about that. Super toe.
Now back to throw. Caught left side by Funchess. And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down. The Panthers on 3rd down. 2 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 9. They'll set up to throw. Forced out to his left. A bullet throw, but incomplete.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
So out now come the Lions. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
Stafford and the Lions now have it 1st and 10 at their own 12-yard line. Stafford. Open man is Galladay, complete. 23 yards on the play.
Good throw, good catch, but I really like the route. The drag and being able to run away from defenders, hard to stick with them for that long.
Yeah, better against man than zone, or?
Better against man, because now you're running away from someone and you're not running into a defensive player in another zone.
Now they'll run it on the toss. And he'll get this one up to about the 39 here. Shaq Thompson on the tackle that time.
I have to think a major focus of the halftime meetings had to be figuring out how to create space for the running game to get operating.
Well, what you pointed out to me at half seems accurate. That line has struggled to sustain blocks.
Yeah, I would agree with that totally. They've got to focus on staying on their double teams at the first level, make sure that block's secured before they slide off and try and chip someone at the second level.
Now they'll run it on the toss. Powers ahead at the 45. A good gain of 14 there, and it moves the chains.
Running lanes were at a premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half.
So from Panther territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 46. Throwing is Stafford. Throwing deep for Galladay. And that one falls incomplete. Looked like he might have had position there, but he couldn't hold on at 2nd down. It's been this way most of the afternoon, hasn't it? This secondary, it really put this receiving core on lockdown.
Listen, they've worked together like a basketball team that's playing excellent defense. Great communication, doesn't matter whether it's man or zone. And especially against deep balls, as we saw there, they're not giving up anything to him.
He's going to sling this deep downfield. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete. We saw this a lot in the first half, and it continues. These receivers just not able to get much separation.
So that means they have to win the 50-50 balls. They've got to go up with the defender and find a way to start coming down with them.
And this time, contact and another incomplete pass. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. Wide open receiver, complete. He had their lone TD earlier. Now he's got a 1st down.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
Stafford now perfect since the second half started. 7 of 7. It's 1st and 10. Again, it's Stafford. And quick throw here, that's complete. And he'll be a couple yards shy of the red zone here at the 22-yard line. Give him 9 there on the 1st down completion.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
Steps away to his left. And seeing nowhere to throw, he chucks this one away from harm. Incomplete. Now it's 3rd down.
Oh, I like that right there. Not only was it the right play, throwing it away like that, frankly, I think it was the only play.
Yeah, got outside of the pocket, realized he had nothing, just chucked it free.
Yeah, live to fight another down, right?
Stafford looking to throw on 3rd and 1. And he comes back with one complete. And he takes it down to the 13 and picks up the 1st. What a methodical drive this is turning out to be. That time 9 yards, and the sticks move again. Took till the second half, but finally a red zone opportunity here. They have a 1st and 10 at the 13-yard line. From the red zone now, Stafford. Flush to his right. And he just throws this one away. Smart decision here this close to the end zone, and it brings up second down.
What's the old adage? Be quick, but don't hurry. Well, that went right out the window there. He was hurried, harassed. That ball had to be gotten rid of, otherwise he was going to get sacked.
Back to the air. Stafford on second down. He'll be hit and taken down at the 21. Dontari Poe in there to pick up his second sack now of the afternoon. After the sack, Stafford and the Lions come up on a 3rd and long situation. Back now at Ford Field. After the sack, Stafford and the Lions come up on a 3rd and long situation. They'll fake it. Now Stafford. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Terrell Basham in there to drop him, and back-to-back sacks now bring up 4th and long. He had the distance, but it's no good. Wide to the right, and this score will stay right where it is. So it's an empty trip downfield there as they get a missed field goal on 4th down.
And I didn't see anything in the setup. It's a good snap, good hold.
Yep.
He just pushed it, and that one never wanted to come back.
They'll come out throwing here on 1st down. He'll drop it off to McCaffrey. And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48. It's an 8-yard pickup, and that'll make it 2nd down.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you just swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
Now they'll throw here out of the gun. This is Yeldon on the dump off. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line. Just a 1-yard pickup on the play. And that is going to set up a 3rd and 1. They'll try and pick it up with McCaffrey. And they'll stop him right on the midfield stripe. Give him a yard on the play, and he's definitely short. It'll be 4th down and a few inches. And the trend continues here in the 4th like it was in the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. He's had nowhere to run.
And you're probably thinking to yourself, why do they keep feeding him the football? Well, they trust him first and foremost. They do believe that over time he might actually pop one of these runs. But the bottom line is he takes care of the ball well for them, so they'll keep handing it to him.
Well, we kind of looked at each other as they decided to go for it. But in the end, great execution, a 6-yard gain, and it all works out. The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down.
Back 99 Philly, here we go. Gun. Detroit.
They'll look to throw here on 1st down. Flushed out right, and he'll be brought down, it looks like right at the 40. He'll get 5 out of the scramble. It's 2nd down.
They brought the blitz that time, and I thought they were going to get to him, but instead he flipped it on its ear and ended up picking up positive yardage.
I thought he was dead to rights, but you are exactly correct, sir. Able to turn that into a positive gain. Clock continuing to run. They'll probably wind this all the way before snapping it on 2nd down.
Detroit.
Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Jarrad Davis coming in hard on the blitz. He gets him down for a loss of 4. One of the bigger plays in the game thus far, and the crowd getting into it as we come up on a big 3rd down. He'll look to throw. favorite target yet again. It's complete. And he'll get it inside the 40 to the 39. Just a 5-yard pickup, and it leads to 4th down.
He wasn't the primary target, but I think it was almost like a check down situation, wasn't it?
Yeah, hoping he can break some tackles, a big tight end, but he couldn't do it.
Yeah, get it to that big frame and hope he could scatter some bodies, unable to get it done.
That's running out of steam, and it won't get there. He left it just short. No good, and this score will stay right where it is. Time for a break. We'll come back for the electrifying conclusion after this. Stafford and the Lions now have it 1st and 10 at their own 46. Here's Stafford. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. Offensively, they're going to have to figure this out before next week. 7 sacks in one game.
Yeah, and that's more than any quarterback should have to bear. And if this continues on, there will be another quarterback in the game because no one can stand up to this week after week.
They'll look to throw. And that one got tipped, kind of threw everything off. It brings up 3rd. He has had a great game defensively. He's been east-west, north-south, everywhere.
Yeah, and I love how you described that because to be a great defender, you have to be able to move up and back, sideline to sideline, and he's been fantastic. Reminds me of a young Charles Davis when he was playing Madden.
Absolutely. Oh, yeah, I thought you were going on the field, but okay, I see you. And now the 3rd down throw incomplete as well. Well, these corners, I tell you, they've done excellent work all game long.
They remind me of guys in the past who just said, hey, throw it out here 100 times. Nothing good is going to happen. And if you throw it in the wrong place, I'll take it the other way.
And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. K1 short. In there to get him his 2nd sack now of the afternoon. This is McCaffrey on the give. An agile move, but not a huge gain. Dropped at the 25. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
But they picked up a little bit of yardage there, and now, in this situation, should be in no hurry to run a play really fast. Let the clock wind down.
Again, they run. Again, it's McCaffrey. Now running right through him. And he was able to shed the tackle, but the reserves come in for the stop. The tackle made there by Jared Davis.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker, and what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
A road win in the National Football League. Charles, you never take that for granted no matter who you're playing, no matter where you're playing.
You take it and you run with it. And you know you primed the pump all week in your own home facility. No one thinks we can do this. Only people who believe are right here in this room. And then you go on the road, band together, and